Good evening, creepies and crawlies, and welcome to another festeringly frightening episode of Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. Hi, my name is Philip, and I am your Dread Master. And joining me are our wonderful players. Say good evening, players.
Good evening, players.
Now, this is not all the players we will be having. We had everyone here. We were chatting about all sorts of stuff, and no one was saying anything disturbing or gross at all. But then...
I don't know what you mean.
No, Dan's just driving me crazy by telling me he ran into someone I know, but can't give me a single physical qualifier.
I don't
Can't figure
remember.
out who it is.
That was definitely, yeah.
I'm like, what color is her hair? I don't know. How tall is she? Shorter
I
than
want
me?
to say brown.
In any case, hopefully, we will get the whole crew here shortly. They both kind of zipped out right at the same time in a very scary way. And it's appropriate for a horror game, so, you know.
Ooh!
Thank you.
Dan, you know what we need to do? We need to get Jordan to come on here and guest.
Who?
Jordan.
Wow.
Which Jordan?
Wow. It's like he's doing exactly what everyone's hoping for.
Like,
friends and neighbors. Oh, here we go.
Jordan. I know many Jordans.
The Jordan that plays D&D famously, that did the fucking Muppet D&D with you.
Oh yes, I know so many Jordans who play D&D. Yes, that Jordan. Yes, we should get that Jordan on. Yes, okay.
Yes.
Yes, great. Yes.
Jeez, Dan, did you take an edible or something?
No, I wish. I should have.
I believe we had one Jordan on at one point.
Different Jordan. I was thinking about that Jordan first. Yeah.
Sure. Friends, you know, it's a Friday night. This has been a sort of a week. For me, at least. Maybe for others of you. I'm very excited to get into this game here. Let's talk about where things are. The Dread Clock sits at 2. Ooh. Will we get more 13s tonight? Probably, if I can get people to roll luck sufficiently, we will. There we are. We also have, there is a, I would not in any way call it a sort of like a restart or anything, but we had a very deadly storm, double dread storms for the past few weeks that left the party mostly dead or quitting. So we have some new people coming in to join this experiment going on at Darkmoor College. Medina is still around. She has been joined by a gentleman named Everett Plantain, and he is actually not a student at the university, but the professor has invited him to join. We will probably meet with them a little later, but for now we're going to start off. Last week we very briefly met with Penny, a student here who is probably more studying the medical arts. She probably knew Friedrich, who I think Friedrich was a med student, or he was like a biomedical engineering.
Biomedical engineering.
So yeah, so not exactly the same. So but Penny has been.
In some of the basic.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably crossed paths. But Penny has been sort of offered some job placement, good graces of the school favors in exchange for participating in this this specialized study, which is primarily for students in the Arcana or Literature department. And apparently here at the school they're somewhat similar for old Professor Charles. So she was told to find some books to her liking, and she actually found one last week called The Timber Out of Space.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Meanwhile, Bradley Stuyvesant is also going to be joining us today. So, tell you what, would you two give me a D13, a luck roll?
There is nothing I would rather do in this whole world.
I know there
right
really
now.
isn't. As we sort of think about how this is
7.
going to go. 7 for Bradley.
7. Boy, you are the goddamn devil. Chappelle show anyone?
Yeah.
World Series of Dice?
Not about Chappelle anymore because he's transphobic.
That's all. There's a lot of things.
D13 has gone missing.
Oh no.
Oh wait. No, I found it. It's down.
You could just roll your d26 and like 1, 2 is
There
1.
you go. That's a good
No,
one.
I must roll this cursed object.
Speaking of D26s, I better get my alphabet
11.
right. 11. Wonderful. Okay, friends.
Back to the prison it goes.
So, with that in my brain and in my understanding, I think. Hello.
Hi. We
You're
might
here.
shop again.
Well, I hope you don't, but if you do,
Like it's hot?
that will
Like
be
it's
okay.
hot, always.
All right. Well.
It's wrong at the school and it's causing people to blip in and out of this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Medina is understandably after. We are going to jump to those students right after I read tonight's invocation for chapter 94, Blood from the Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread in RPG. I am sure I wouldn't know anything of murder, sir, said the kitchen maid, the line of her mouth straight in a manner that nevertheless felt to the doctor like a wry, queer smile. Her long, bony fingers traced their way along the scalpels he'd laid out, before plucking the one he'd asked for from the tray. She handed it to the doctor, adding, "But I am no stranger to death, sir, and I'm not afraid of a bit of blood." Penny, you have procured a book. You have been guided back to one of the reading rooms by Joe, where you are looking over this book called The Timber Out of Space. Medina, you are making your way back to campus, now armed with your student ID and having put in your request for a meeting with the provost. Everett, you are accompanying the professor back to Holdfast Hall, or for you, for the first time to Holdfast Hall, having asked Julio to look after Harley. And hopefully, now that the professor is gone, there won't be any more goddamn cursing around your horses.
I hope not.
Bradley, you receive a note requesting that you go to Holdfast Hall.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, I'd go.
As you approach, you notice that a young woman, a student you've never seen around campus before, as well as a professor who you might have spotted here or there, man in his like 50s, and one of the gentlemen who works at the stables, who perhaps you would have encountered based on certain.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. I mean, he looks. I've seen him. I haven't talked to him.
You've never talked to
yeah.
him if you're, based on polo teams or whatnot, perhaps. But as you're approaching, you see that they are all heading to this Holdfast Hall, and in fact, up ahead of you, Bradley, you see this professor sort of stop and say, "Oh, Miss Lake." He's kind of touches his face where he was punched, but he seems to have been cleaned up and says, "Well, I take it, is Mr. Ducat not going to be joining us any further?"
That would be a good thing to assume.
I think it's a rather bad thing, but I'm glad my assumption is correct. At least I can take the measure of a young man. Oh, yes? He sort of looks at Bradley as he's sort of behind. Who are you?
My name's Bradley. Bradley Stuyvesant. I got a note telling me to come to Holdfast Hall.
Yes. Yes. Well, we'll give you a shot then. Come on in. You must have had high MCAT scores, huh?
What's that?
Okay. What is your field of study, young man?
Business management. But I'm not. Yeah.
Right. Well, he sort of turns to Medina and says, "We work with the tools we have. We mold the clay available to us. Come all of you. Mr. Plantain this way as well. He throws open the doors. And
Medina will tell Bradley, there's no reason to look so scared now. Nothing frightening's happened yet.
Well,
still
no,
just-
right, okay. What did you? I pull up the note. Did you write this?
No. You'll see. Just watch your back.
Okay. Yeah.
So as you all enter, Medina, you see one of the doors on kind of like you see Joe is ahead of you. The door to the main stacks back there is closed, as it often is. The doors leading upstairs, or the staircase leading upstairs, no one's on that. Joe is just at the desk. You see one of the doors, it's the room that corresponds to where in Hampstead Hall you would always summon characters. And that's where you summoned that visionary photographer. Currently that door is closed. The other door, however, the one where you woke up on a couch, that one's to your left, that door is open. And Joe kind of looks up and sort of nods, and Professor Charles is sort of heading to that direction. However, Everett, Bradley, and Medina, as you pass through the main foyer, you all hear the other door across from the one you're heading towards rattling. As if there's something, either if it were windy, perhaps it would make sense, but nothing else is rattling, so you almost think there's something in that door.
Oh, don't worry, you guys. It's probably just the ghoul. And she'll just walk in as if she said something totally normal.
As you do that, Medina, Professor Charles kind of, in this way, please. So basically, you all enter and you see a young woman. Penny is sitting on the couch. She has a book that she is looking at. Penny, it is a sci-fi book that you are checking out, but it is a very old-fashioned kind of sci-fi. I think we talked about how it's like something from the 30s or 20s. It's a very kind of old school vibe. It is about, well, actually, Penny, as you rolled this earlier, I would love for you to give me a research roll that is under your intellect.
Research. Oh, I get 4 of these guys.
Yeah, you do get 4 of those. And also, I'll just mention to our audience, we're having various mic and connectivity issues tonight, so you're very low now suddenly, so I will occasionally just repeat what Liv is saying. I'm not doing that thing men do where I'm stealing her ideas and passing them off as my own. I'm just trying to convey them to everyone.
No, but you know what? I wonder if my Zoom reset when I had the
Some power outages or such, yeah.
outages. I rolled 2 5s, a 3, and a 2.
2 5s, a wonderful thing to roll when researching. It is about arithmetic. It's about sort of evaluation and thinking of this. So I would say that you, as you're sort of reading this book for the purpose of inspiration, research, whatever the hell it is this professor wants you to do, you are getting a rather clear picture of a story about a lighthouse keeper. The cover of this book, by the way, is those old-fashioned 30s, 20s books where it's like a cover where it's been embossed with black ink on the inside, so the artwork's just one toad. It's just kind of line art, on a hardcover. It's a lighthouse, and then above it is this weird alien thing staring down. So Penny, this is a strange book that speaks about a conscious and sapient sound that can be heard through the vacuum of space, defying all laws of physics.
Sound.
And this very specific timbre that comes out of space seems to drive one mad. Timbre. Ooh, plot twist. So that is the vibe you're getting. At present, the main character you are connecting with is the only real, so far, there's only one character. I mean, there is a dog, and perhaps you would be more into this dog who's here, but so far I would say that old McCafferty, that's the lighthouse keeper. And thus far, Old McCafferty is the sort of person.
Is he being driven mad by the sound?
He is. He keeps hearing it. So, but you do look up as 2 other students and 2 members of the faculty and staff enter. How old is Everett Plantain, by the way?
He's about, let's say he's 46.
46. So basically, yeah. One of these gentlemen is definitely the. I mean, you know Professor Charles. This other person seems to be more a staff member, and then there are these 2 other students. I don't think either of them are particularly well known to you. Brad Stye, as his friends call him, the Brad Stye neighborhood, and Medina
sure,
Lake
yeah.
is here. But as you all are sort of gathered here, Professor Charles says, very good. Yes, Miss Cillian is doing a bit of study already. Mr. Stuyvesant, was it?
Yeah.
Please have a seat. But Mr. Plantain, you as well. Medina, you can
I'll make myself comfortable, thanks. And she'll just like plop down on the couch.
fair enough. Make yourself comfortable. I was going to say you could resume your studies, but I suppose now might make sense as a time to explain what's going on to all of you. Miss Lake was chosen despite certain untruths and points of confusion subsequently coming to light about her previous education.
I didn't lie about anything.
But the rest of the students who were chosen because they had demonstrated a certain aptitude in summoning creatures from the realm of, well, dream, or at least a form thereof. This is a more complex and nuanced kind of magic, but one that the provost himself of this esteemed Darkmoor College is most interested in seeing come to fruition. I have been
Why? Has he told us why he cares about this?
Knowledge.
the
Obtaining
the
knowledge.
provost seeks for Darkmoor to flourish, and the more knowledge we can get of these arcane subjects, the better, Miss Cillian.
Okay.
As I said, you will all be rewarded if you can help us with this matter, but our prime options have departed. Some of them entirely from this mortal coil. So I urge you all to exercise more discretion. I will say to all present, it would be inadvisable to leave campus, given the state of things outside, especially in the heart of a dread storm.
What?
Would we know what a dreadstorm is?
You don't know about you don't know about a dread storm, but you definitely understand that some storms seem scarier, you know? But since none of you are like in the Arcana department, yes, this is all very strange new terminology to you. He will say, so, Mr. Stuyvesant and Miss Cillian, you've been chosen because you had rather high test scores in your boards for these specific areas that we are investigating. Mr. Plantain is here because he said something I found intriguing.
Oh, about my fantasy romance novels?
In a sense, yes. I'm going to ask you all to venture into the stacks. It seems Miss Cillian has already found a book. Like the rest of you, to find books that strike your fancy, that move you, that give you some kind of tug from in your belly, pulling you forward, drawing your interest. I want you to read these books and try to connect to characters from them, and then we will attempt certain rituals to hopefully bring those characters to life, as has already happened. He sort of steps out and says, Mr. Hook, if you would. And you hear some shuffling and then the sound of a door opening, and you hear a voice saying, just be calm, my lovely. Gentle. Gentle. You hear this kind of like strange breathing, and then you hear some footsteps walking in kind of across the way. It's a sort of, you're staring at that door. You hear things coming. You also hear this strange buzzing sound, this and this and this kind of almost worse than either of those noise, this voice just saying, stay calm, stay calm.
So we hear buzzing, grunting, and someone saying, stay calm.
That is correct.
All right, just wanted to put that into words.
And further making that feel like a thing is that you're looking over there, and then suddenly in through the door pops a stacked woman in a bikini who is dancing in sort of a pretty kind of crazy way as she just kind of like slides through the door and goes, oh, hey, who started the party without me?
Is this a sex thing? Because I didn't sign up for a sex thing.
Only for her.
Only for me? I mean, yeah, but like, definitely not only for me. I mean, it's still fun when it's just me, but it's also fun with more people. The secret is, it's always fun. And then she does, what's the thing where you you do like a bend back and then snap up real far? What's that thing called?
Bend and snap?
No, not, that's when you bend over. It's like where you like lean back and then like roll your body. Guys, don't worry about it. The point is, the Voluptua Bikini Team dancer makes she's spinning around, doing all sorts of cool moves. Following behind her is a totally monochromatic, emaciated, dead-looking person out of like an old Halloween movie. He is devoid of all color, as if he stepped out of a black and white film. He's wearing sort of wearing a suit, but he's and he's kind of doing these very big, super expressive, eye things, and he does have some drops of blood or something on his side of his face.
Sorry, is that
What?
The ghoul. Yeah.
What?
Bradley, he bites.
He's looking around all of you. Can all four of you please roll me a luck roll?
Oh no.
Let's see whose scent he's most into. Let's see who's 5. Everett, you've probably got a funk on you.
8.
8.
Oh, yeah.
1.
Bradley. Okay.
Oh, yes, because I rolled a 2.
Oh, wow. Okay, so basically, he lunges for Penny. But then, I mean, actually, all of you are smelling good to him. So, actually, Medina with an 8, you're above the thing. So, he kind of, moves to Everett, but then he, lunges for Penny. But then he catches a whiff of Bradley. And something about this boy's soul is so already dead that the ghoul instantly wants to... So the ghoul just, comes over to Bradley, and this young woman in, a kitchen maid's uniform behind is saying, no, and she's, trying to, pull him back. But at this point, the ghoul is wrestling you. Bradley, would you please...
No, I oh my god, fuck. I'm trying to leap over the back of the couch.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Make a dodge roll then. I love it.
No matches.
No matches. So you try to leap over the back of the couch, and the ghoul is on you. And oh god. And Wednesday says, Wednesday's behind him, Medina, as the ghoul's on this guy, and the professor says, oh dear. Penny, so basically this monster has just jumped on one of these students here. Everett, a student, is being attacked if anyone wants to do anything, but if you're similarly playing out, but Wednesday says, restraint, my pretty thing, restraint. And the ghoul sort of stares at Bradley, and then opens his jaws, and he takes your head, Bradley. He grabs you by the ears, and he chomps down on some of your hair, which is dead, and he begins to, with these kind of gnashing teeth, you feel like your hair is being pulled, but he comes up with just a mouthful of your hair.
Is anyone gonna stop him?
This is what happens.
All right, where are the
This
cameras?
isn't normal.
Nope.
Where are the cameras? Is this one of those experiments they do in college where they get the students and there's Confederates everywhere? And
It is
Come on.
certainly an experiment. That is a good trick you've taught him, Miss Line. She says, "Thank you, sir. We've been working on it, sir." She kind of pulls the ghoul off, who's like eating hair, and he looks, and she said, "Young sir," she says to Bradley, who's like kind of like, like on, like fallen on the couch. She says, "He'd love some of your fingernails as well, sir."
What?
What the fuck?
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm fine. Like, I think I'm fine. I thought, what the fuck is? I look at the professor. What the fuck? I thought I was just coming here for like a new work study job.
You are, Mr. Stuyvesant, but the work will be more challenging than your previous student employment with our various sports teams. He kind of says sports teams with absolute disgust in his mind.
You know that sports are sometimes the only way that people can get into prestigious institutions like this, right? Just putting that out there.
I don't care about sports either. And suddenly there is a massive 2-foot-long bumblebee in the room wearing a crown on its head. And this is probably very frightening to sort of Penny, Bradley, and Everett. This is an otherworldly thing is kind of in here.
Is that real? That's real.
I'm
Is that a
real,
person?
but I'm real, but I'm hungry for honey. And
Yeah.
he says, yes.
That's a big fee.
The king bee needs his honey, as this song goes. Where is our other arrival? And this woman in kind of like short khaki, kind of in her 40s, looks very... She has like a camera around her neck, and she just pops in and goes, "Oh, new models."
Nope. We're not taking pictures right now.
I'll just snap
And
some
you
candles.
swear you didn't slip anything into my coffee? Like, I'm not hallucinating.
I assure you.
Wasn't like some ayahuasca or something in there?
It's interesting, Penny, that you say that, though, because you have just been reading a book about somebody who's going mad. So I'd actually like for you... Give me a detect vibe roll. It is under your will.
Yep. So 2. 4 and a 6.
4 and a 6. You kind of look at the book, and part of you just does wonder if maybe you're going mad like old McCafferty.
Great. Fantastic. Awesome.
So, my dear
Would I get-
friends,
Like, seriously?
my dear friends, I wish you as much success as possible in bringing more characters like these to life. Each one is a miracle, a dark, perfect miracle. But we need more for knowledge. Mr. Plantain, I was hoping, I believe some of the previous students had already done some research into this, but I was hoping that you would investigate the Ostler's tale from the whole fast cycle.
Is it have any romance or adventure?
Some people do believe that the ostler is in love with the horse, and the horse does have a great deal of liaison with a young woman.
Oh, like they
Like
make
Catherine
a
the
sex
Great.
together?
Not so much like Catherine the Great. Well, why should I don't just spoil it. Why don't you find out for yourself, Mr. Plantain?
This is a very strange thing that's happening right now.
We live in interesting times.
Are you a philosopher? Because everything you say is very cryptic and esoteric, and I have no idea what the hell is happening right now. God damn it. Give me the book. I want to figure out what happens.
Very good.
Ugh.
Mr. Hook, do we have a copy of... Ah, yes, perfect. Oh, some of the students were already looking at this. Were you reading the Ostler's Tale, Miss Lake, or was that the Jacot brothers and Sophie who were investigating this tome?
I think that was one of the brothers. I don't know which one.
He hands
They
you
looked the same.
the ostler's tail.
Any pictures in this one?
There are some like engravings, sure.
I love books with pictures. Not too many, but just a few. It helps the imagination get going. You know what I mean?
Well, it'll get going.
You like books too?
Not anymore.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, you'll see what I mean.
Miss Lake, you have brought to us already this visionary photographer from the Voluptuan collection. I believe Joe mentioned there was also some investigation into a character from one of the Love Lady books, a Dr. Bulls, from the Peak of Delirium, but it seems that Miss Cillian has already gravitated towards a different from that esteemed author. So, are there any new books you'd like to go find? Perhaps you and Mr. Stuyvesant can go into the stacks and locate a new tome to research.
So he mentioned earlier for them to like see if there's something that pulled to them. Can Medina like check in with herself and see? Or can she say, you know what, I'm gonna look around and see if she's drawn to anything?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, very well, I would urge you all not to wander off alone. Miss Wednesday, I think that's enough time for some of our other guests. Miss Line. She says, yes, sir, come. We've got some, they've brought us some liver for you. And the ghoul sort of perks up and she says, come, my pet. And she sort of moves him out of the room. The voluptuous bikini team dancer says, do you guys want me to stay and dance while you read? I can be right here. No?
I wouldn't mind
You wouldn't
if
mind?
you wanted to keep dancing.
Yeah, I bet you wouldn't. Oh man, you're like a real cowboy, aren't you? Giddy up, huh?
Do we know where, just as an aside in the game, do we know where the liver came from?
You may ask, but from what has been said, all you've heard is what they said.
Okay. I'm not gonna ask. All right.
Are they using Sophie's liver for something else? I mean, could be. The voluptuous bikini team dancer kind of dances for Everett. She'll also kind of give Bradley an eye once or twice, but but if Penny's kind of trying to be dismissive, then she'll dance away. The king bee sort of moves out.
You know, you're setting back women by like decades.
Wait, you're saying I'm like women are decades behind me in terms of sexiness? That probably is true.
Oh my god, never mind.
Yeah.
You get used to it. She's actually super helpful when in a fight.
And
Oh, I'm sure.
in a dance party, and in
Yep.
any kind of party,
That
and
too.
in sex.
Okay.
And if you ever have to sell something, because what sells?
Sex.
That's right.
Sex girl, we've got to go out and party after this. I tell you.
Oh, we're going to. Oh,
You
believe
look like
me.
you'd be a hoot.
Oh, I'm more than a hoot. I'm the
He's just gonna
Hooters.
go back to reading and ignoring them
Anyway, I'm gonna leave now. Want to watch me walk away? And then she struts out. Real whatever. She's cool.
She was fun.
The other characters sort of leave off. Penny, you do now have a sense of why that Joe guy was really wanting you wrangled into a room and not wandering alone by yourself. Medina and Bradley, the two of you have been told to go look for other books. Everett, you have been given this Ostler's Tale. Penny, you were looking through the timber out of space. So Medina and Bradley, if the two of you would like to go to the stacks, you may do so. But the professor at this point is he's going to leave you to your study. So if you guys all want to chat for a moment, you could also do that before you go.
Yeah, well, I'll since Bradley seems kind of afraid, and Medina feels kind of bad for saying that he bites and then he tried to bite him. She'll kind of walk with him so he's not scared.
Okay.
Trying to.
Yeah, seems kind of afraid because a black and white ghoul just tried to eat him.
Are you sure you're not hurt anywhere? Do you?
Yeah, I'm not hurt. I just what the fuck is going on?
That's a great question. I've been trying to figure that out since my old school, which apparently doesn't exist anymore. So, wait, does it not exist or it
It existed, you just never went there. You got retconned out.
Oh my god, shut up. Which I apparently never went to. So, I'm still back not knowing anything at all about what's going on. Have you always been you guys, I mean, Everett, you've worked here, but did you guys like transfer here, or where did you guys come from?
I rode in on a horse.
I came from home. I just have been. I started here after high school.
Yeah, I mean, I came here to study medicine, to go to med school.
Right. I know why you came here, and you came from home. Where's home?
I mean,
Paradise.
Okay. Sorry, what's your name?
I'm Penny.
Medina. Bradley and
Where's Penny?
Everett Plantain at your service. I take care of the horses.
And you rode in on a horse from Paradise?
Yeah, I mean, I rode through all over, through the plains and the mists and everywhere you ever want to go on a horse, right? And I plan to ride out into the sunset when I'm done with this book, but hopefully the pages aren't sticky so I can read the whole damn thing.
Wait, the plains? Explain.
I mean, that's what you do on a horse. You go all sorts of places, right? I'm trying to stick with the trope. I mean, trying to be mysterious here.
Oh, you mean like literal flat plains, not
Yeah, like,
plains reality.
like
Okay.
it's actually quite convenient to travel with a horse over plains, because take a vehicle, it's hard to get across. You might hit a pothole or some quicksand.
Yep.
But with a horse,
Or stuck in the mud.
or
Yep.
stuck in the mud. Exactly.
Have you ever seen Neverending Story, by the way?
Does that exist here?
Probably not. No.
I was actually going there. I was gonna say, but if sometimes the quicksand.
Because
And just for I don't know where I came from, Philip, and I don't know if I came through the mist or if I'm allowed to.
All of you have a rough understanding of your life before this. Like if you think you're from Paradise, that's fine. But for the most part, you're just like, I just came. Yeah, what you said is probably all you know. Oh yeah, I rode in on a horse. Yeah, I just did this or that. Like none of you can really think that hard about your previous lives. That's kind of been true of almost every character here aside from Medina in all of these 94 sessions of this game.
There's really no point in thinking about what happened before, because really what matters is what happens now and what's going to happen next.
okay, no, see where
Right,
I'm
yeah.
from.
That's a good philosophy on
No,
life.
see where I'm
Right.
from. I remember my childhood. I remember things that happened to me. I remember how I got here. Not exactly, but I remember exactly what I was doing before I came here, and then I just woke up on a couch. I remember those things, and you
Well,
guys don't.
I remember what I was doing before I came here. I was studying, and then I slept, and then I've been.
No,
I went to
Yeah,
Rosenberg
I was
lab.
working in the athletic department.
And then in order to get to college, I'd studied in school, and I didn't really have much of a life outside of studying. That's really all I know. But that's pre-med, dude.
And you've never left Paradise. None of you have ever left. I mean, Everett, you came in on a horse, but
Paradise is more of a state of mind. I mean, we're always in paradise, aren't we?
Well, okay, that's a little cheesy. No, I mean, I'm sorry that my life is my books, but in order to get into the right med school and then get placed in the right program and get resident, that's just how it is. That's life. I don't have time for friends or social life.
how many residencies are you applying to? Like whereabouts?
Well, I mean, I have to go to med school first and pre-med. It's a whole process.
Okay, and which ones are you thinking about? Like out of state?
I mean,
Out of
I'm
town
not
even?
there yet. I'll just apply everywhere and see where I get in. That's all.
Everywhere, like where?
Everywhere. You blanket it out and see who it takes you. It's a placing.
Okay. Listen, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at anyone.
Why are you mad?
I'm not mad.
I didn't think you
This
were
is
mad.
just
but
how
now
I talk. Why do people always say that?
Because you just said that you're not mad. You're saying that you're not mad at her would imply
Exactly, which implies that you are mad.
I sound mad, but it is just the way I talk. I've been told this by some of my friends who I knew in my life before I ended up in Paradise. So anyway, Bradley, do you want to go look for a book that calls to your soul that you want to summon characters from? Let's go.
Not particularly, but
Now you really sound mad.
I feel like I feel like I have to. I don't kind of feel like I have a choice in the matter.
You don't.
I mean, you always have a choice. You can decide to
Well-
do the right thing or not the right thing.
Yeah, but I mean like I have to if I get kicked out of like the work study program, then I'll get kicked out of school too, because that's how I'm paying for school. So,
Oh, what work study are you doing?
well, I was working in the athletic department, but I got fired from that. So that's why.
What'd you do?
I just mismanaged a lot of the scheduling for the teams.
It's a lot of numbers to keep track
yeah,
of.
I mean, I thought I'd be good at it because I'm doing like business management courses, and like it's a lot of similar stuff. But it was just like overwhelming. And some of the coaches are really demanding. And
Oh, they're all narcissists, if you ask me.
yeah. I mean, they were, you just, you try, you just mix up one thing that goes to that's supposed to go to the polo coach and not the water polo coach, and then all of a sudden you have three different guys coming into, you don't even have an office, you just have like, you're working like in a hallway, and then three guys coming up to you and yelling at you, and it's not fun.
Oh, you need to take
It's
a
okay,
deep
Bradley.
breath,
Not
darling.
everyone's meant for high pressure situations.
Yeah.
If you get fired from whatever you're doing, you can come work with me and pick up horse apples all day. I'll take care of your tuition, whatever.
Do you make that much here?
I always thought it doesn't matter how much you make. It matters what you do with what you make.
No, but it does matter how much you make, because Darkmoor College is expensive.
Yeah.
Well, if you find your little characters for the
Employee
professor,
discount.
he will take care of whatever you want, I'm sure. So
I think that's kind of why I don't feel like I have a choice here.
you don't.
The way you say that nonchalantly doesn't make me feel comfortable or happy.
Well, do you want me to sound mysterious about it? You don't.
No, I'd rather you just not say that I don't have a choice when I already have accepted that I don't
You
have
always have a choice. You can walk
Gosh.
out that door right now. Why don't you go off campus? You have a choice to do that too.
Toughen up, Buttercup.
Yeah,
No.
Medina, you remind me of one of those people who fell off the horse and never got back on.
I mean,
Am I right about
I
that?
think that's a very apropos comparison to what happened to me, except it wasn't a horse. It was like my entire world that I kind of fell out of and haven't been able to climb back onto the proverbial horse that was my life. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And here, who knows where here is? If I think about this too much, my head's gonna start hurting. Let's go find some damn books.
I'm really beginning to think that they should have asked a psych student.
Looks like she's had too much alfalfa.
Okay.
Where's the books?
So Everett, you have your Ostler's Tale. Medina, you're going to lead Bradley back to the stacks. Is that right? Penny and Everett, are you guys going to also go to the stacks? Or are you going to just read in here?
I mean, I got my book. I'll just chill. I mean, we're not supposed to split up, right? But stacks are big. I guess I'll just wait here. You guys are going to come back after you get your books.
Who knows?
Everett, are you going to stay here?
I'm gonna cozy up next to Miss Penny over here.
Perfect. That's what
Okay,
that's
well,
what every
hold your horses,
46-year-old
sir.
school employee should do to the pre-med students.
Hold your horses, Everett.
That's called employee benefits, right?
So Medina.
Listen,
So Medina and Bradley, the two of you will head back to the stacks.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So yeah, Medina, you guys are walking to the stacks. If you're saying anything to put him at ease, you may do so.
Listen, I'm sorry. I've been here longer than you. A lot's happened, and I've been trying to figure out what's going on for a long time now, and I still can't figure it out. So, it's a little frustrating
Right.
and scary, if I'm honest.
Medina,
Yeah, well, thanks.
you pull open the door to the stacks and it slams, and Jason is right in front of you saying, "You can't get rid of that easy, bitch!" And he sort of jumps onto you. Bradley, you don't really see any of that. Medina,
Does
can
it
you
physically
make
impact me,
Yeah,
or
can you
it's
can you just make a dodge roll or an unarmed combat roll if you're fighting against him?
I will dodge.
Okay.
2 8s.
2 8s, and you manage to like you sort of like duck in sort of a way, and you look around and he's just not there.
Oh. Ignore that. Just you didn't of course, you didn't see that. Okay.
No.
Okay. Forget that. Let's go on.
The two of you enter the room. There are a lot of... I mean, this room really looks like your background, you know. Many stacks kind of going in different directions. Little tables amidst them where people can do studying. I would like for both of you to make 2 rolls for me. The first is a detect vibe roll under your will.
Right.
Ooh, 2 7s.
2 7s.
2 2.
Okay. 2 2s.
Yeah.
In that case, you can, if you would like to, you can tell me types of fiction that typically draw you in. If there are things that your character typically is into, you can sort of say that.
Me?
Both of you. If you both had a match in that, so yeah.
Like sports stuff.
Okay.
Bradley like he's like pretty slim and slight. Like he always wanted to play sports but was never good at it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Books about boxers.
Yeah.
Books about football stars. It's related. This
Yeah.
is depressing me.
Yeah.
I really like I want to be a part of sports. Maybe I'll be in sports management. Well, if I was a doctor, I'd do sports medicine.
He really wants to read Joe Walsh's biography.
Medina,
What?
what kind of books
She-
would you be into?
She likes romance, okay? But she'll never admit it to anyone.
She wants a bad romance. I see. All right, so my dear friends, with both of those actually, I think this is fine. My dear sweeties, give me a D13, just a pretty little D13.
We've got a couple of new viewers tonight if you want to explain the D13.
Oh yes, so we have for this game, everybody often is rolling these are a unique, actually, I need to just have some more of these to have them on hand. These D13s are cool because they have a side that is blank, but you can't land on that side because the 7 across from it is curved. So there are only 13. It's a way for them to have like an odd number of faces. And we roll D13s. In this game, they roll them sort of for luck or sometimes on tables of 13 that I've made. 13 is very significant for this game. Every time somebody rolls a 13, we have the opportunity for something called a horror surge. And then we also, if we increase our dread clock, and if we get enough 13s, if it fills up, if you notice there's 13 on this clock, if we get all the way to 13, there's a dread storm where stuff goes sort of crazy.
I rolled a 5. Lauren, what did you roll?
I rolled a 13.
You rolled a 13? Oh my god, Lauren, thank you so much. So,
No.
okay, first of all, this thing we just talked about happens. Because it's a 12 clock with the 13 faces, it never lines up perfect. Everyone leave me alone. So, we're at 3. I'm trying to have it so the light's not on it. 3 on the dread clock. Thank you so much. That's so exciting.
Roll it again.
Yeah, roll it again. Don't roll another 13 or everyone will die.
I did not. It is a 2.
A 2. Okay.
Where everyone will die.
Such little faith in us.
I don't know the rest of y'all. I got full power right now. I'm good to go.
To be fair, we do die a lot, so it's kind of a little bonus in the game.
I
Don't like this laugh.
I'm gonna do the dumbest thing I've ever done right now.
Oh no.
So, Dan,
No.
5
Yeah.
is you could determine what previously existing domain 5 is based on your arm. 5 happens to be a place called Rocket Base 95.
Oh no.
So, as you are looking through, you find a book. It has a sci-fi title, but something about the cover appeals to you. And as you pull it off the shelf, it looks like it's a 1950s book with that sort of like that style of very kind of like lushly painted cover. It depicts a sort of space guy in a helmet holding a ball under his arm. And it's called the Gravball Star.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you do get the impression that this book is for children. But
I mean, it might be nice to have something kind of like simple and comforting right now.
it's going to be
after
a
I
chill
almost got-
read. Might be kind of nostalgic. Yeah.
After I just got like saw my hair gnawed on by a ghoul.
It's a real, it's like a just really square jawed. It looks like he's all American. You're not sure what Gravball is. You see some like uniforms in the background. It looks like a sports story.
Great.
Kind of fun. Medina.
Mm-hmm.
So this is interesting because you want romance. Now in this case, the 13 happened to simply be the book in question.
Uh-huh.
Or the domain in question, rather.
Yeah.
Where it would come from. Do you know what domain 13 is?
So it's either Merkshire or Paradise.
No. Those
No?
are 12 and 11, respectively.
The shuffling, the surfing domain. I don't know.
You find a book. And unlike the hypersexual books that were upstairs,
Oh no.
you do discover a book. It's called Behind the Cameras. And it seems to depict a pair of people in an embrace and silhouette. There are TV monitors next to them and a brightly lit TV stage in the distance, but all you see is this like passionate embrace. There's some kind of like catchphrase on the cover, probably saying, like bright lights lead to burning loves or something like that.
Bright lights, steamy nights.
Ooh.
It seems to be, as you sort of shuffle through it, or whatever, or surf through it, this appears to be a book about people at a TV studio falling in love.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Okay.
So you do feel drawn to this work.
Okay. I will. Is Bradley still here, or did you wander off?
I still am around.
He was not going to go too far away from you ever since
Okay.
the hair biting occurred.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I would just recommend that we read these in the company of others.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Is
So-
there like tea in here in this library?
Oh,
Or like water?
yeah. I
Anything?
think so. The librarian can get you something. Can we stop by James's desk? James, right?
Joe.
Joe's
You
desk?
guys can start walking there, but as you're walking out, perhaps Bradley, this is why you were. Yes, Penny.
What's Joe's last name?
Hook.
Hook?
Hook. Joe Hook is his name.
Okay.
As you guys are walking out, maybe Bradley, this is why you were wanting tea. You both feel this chill, and a very quiet voice, as if coming from somewhere back in the stacks, really far away. You hear saying, "Help me! Help! Can anyone hear me? No.
Oh.
What's that?
That's been happening for a while. I think it might be a character that's not fully formed or something. I don't know. I think you need to read more pages to get him to come out and stop shouting at us from wherever he is. We can deal with that later, though.
As you guys head out.
Yeah.
Wait, he started to say something. Is he gonna finish that sentence?
Make a listen roll. Also, Medina, everybody else is already at full, but you can have, by this point, you can have 2 power back, I think.
Thank you. I'm probably gonna lose them soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
That is no matches.
No matches. Yeah, you can't hear as you walk out. You hear as you walk out. You don't hear, but the audience might hear the whispering going, "Help me! I'm trapped. I feel like I'm going mad." Anywho, you guys return to the room with the others, where Penny and Everett are reading their tomes. Penny or Everett, were either of you chatting at all during this, or are you just reading your books?
Oh, I was absolutely trying to chat with Penny.
And I was absolutely trying to ignore him.
Well, let's get a minute of that at least.
So, you look like you study a little too much in life. What do you do for fun?
Listen, I need to focus on this book because I need to get back to my regular studies. So can we just not do the small talk? It's just...
You need to study now so you can study more later.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on a very strict schedule. It's color coded and everything. And I pull out, can I have a planner or something? I pull out and show him like these are the blocks.
Do you ever loosen up? Do you ever at least stretch?
Yeah, of course I stretch. I know the importance of taking care of your body. I know anatomy and I know the necessary like time a lot. But can we just not like I'm just just gonna drink my coffee and go back to my book.
You ever put any Baileys in your coffee?
No.
Why not? It's fun.
Because I need to be alert and focused. Why would I put a depressant into my stimulant? That's crazy.
It evens you out. You got to find a balance in the force. Am I right?
I'm plenty balanced. Thank you very much. I don't do the wishy-washy stuff. Okay.
Well, if you ask me, you look like a rubber band that's about to snap, darling.
I didn't ask you, did I?
Well, people typically don't ask me, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Gee. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to my reading now. Thank you.
Well, I'll be here if you need anything, darling. Yeah, just take a couple deep breaths. It'll be fine. You'll get through this.
My name's not Darlin. It's Penny.
Penny.
Yeah. Thank you.
Pretty little Penny, of course.
Oh my God. No. Oh, gross.
Out in the foyer, without any trouble, Bradley, yeah, you're able to. You were told where you could get a cup of tea or coffee. There, it is probably here. It's like one of those kind of like, I honestly, some of you might not even remember these existed. Like the vending machines for hot coffee and tea.
Yeah,
Like wood panel front kind of things, like we're like 60s,
Yep.
70s era. That's what they
Or,
have
like
here.
you find in hospitals. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. So Bradley, you can get one of those, and you can get a tea from that.
Everyone always knows I have my Mr. Coffee while I watch my Mr. Radar.
It tastes you put in your quarter or whatever. The coffee the tea tastes a little like coffee because that's how it goes. But eventually, Bradley and Medina come in. They both have books. And you all. It seems that Everett is trying to talk to Miss Penny. Everett, is your book even open?
He's just been kind of like flipping through the pages, like not even looking at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm reading too. Hey, look at that. Look at me reading. Yep, that kind of thing. But now Bradley and Medina are coming in. Bradley has this like 1950s looking hardback with like a painted cover. Medina has a paperback, mass market paperback. Looks like it was maybe from like the 80s. Romance novel.
So what'd you get?
A book.
Yeah.
And she'll sit down like against a wall and like put it in her lap with her knees up so nobody sees the cover.
Did you
So,
also
like,
get a
like
tea or a coffee, Medina?
No.
Cool.
There's like a chair or couch that's pushed up against the wall.
Sure.
Yeah.
So nothing can come at you from behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily done. Although if we go Mongrel rules, arms will just come out of the wall. So you guys fall into silence unless Everett doesn't let that happen. As you're all reading.
He's tapping with his feet, doing a little diddle, but he's reading.
Okay. So, Penny, you already had one research success on this. So, I would like the rest of you to give me, typically I do research, but I would allow other roles for this. Like if you would way rather do like detect vibe, for example, than research, I can allow that. Those tend to be the main ones. Or if the text is really complicated and you'd prefer either analyze or endurance, I can allow that as well.
I'll do a detect vibe.
Detect vibe, okay.
I did research and I got 2 1s.
2 1s, okay. It's a grammar. It's kind of the sort of the standard order of things. Everett.
Trying to think if there's something that I might use that at least is a 3D.
Okay, you could do yeah, oh yeah, you're not quite as built for this. You can, however, always spend 2 power to give yourself extra dice. You got plenty of power right now. But now you guys know how important power is to not die, so you're like, we're not throwing her around.
You know what? Everett really doesn't care that much, so he's just gonna roll the damn dice.
Fair enough. Just roll the damn dice.
Like most interesting characters never care, and we lose them always way too soon.
All right. So we had no match. Medina had a match. So she's Medina. You begin to read this story. It seems that it's a story about a love affair between, like, have you ever seen broadcast news in real life?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's a story about like the producer for some like TV show who's like he's like in love with like one of like the on-air talent for some variety shows, like a local variety show, but she's like married to her co-anchor. So there's like, you know, but she's like trying to like decide between, you know, 2 different people, but there's also like a somebody like stalking her. So it's kind of like, it's got romance thriller vibe, you know?
Yeah.
And she's not sure if the stalker is a random crazy person or her own husband or this producer who she's in love with, you know? It's like it's that kind of vibe.
Interesting.
Penny, did you re-roll?
No, I thought
You certainly have to. Everett, did you roll? What did you get a success on your roll?
Nope.
Fair enough. So Everett, this book, and I'm sure Everett is a perfectly intelligent person, but he is not someone that you can hand, like Middle English to, and say read this and form an emotional connection to this character from this old book. Bradley, for whatever reason. This story so far, it's so overly simplistic. Also, you probably do not get the rules of Gravball.
Yeah.
Like they keep talking about like photon surges will happen, and you don't understand. Like it's just like you can't get connected to the characters because you're just trying to figure out how the fuck this game works.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And you're probably having some mild PTSD because there is so much equipment, and you're just imagining like cleaning it all and organizing it would be a hassle.
Yeah. How do you get those kinds of stains out of that kind of material?
But as you guys are reading, because you already had your one success earlier, Penny,
yes.
you're reading and you begin. Maybe it starts with the tapping of Everett's toe, but you begin to hear this strange sound. Maybe it's just you imagining the timber out of space. You begin to hear this weird noise that seems unlike any sound you've ever heard before. There's a bit of synesthesia to it. It's almost like you are hearing something that you should be seeing or tasting.
Can I attempt to put something in my ears, to drown out the sound?
Absolutely. Make a fine motor skills roll.
Okay. That is 2 3s. 2 3s, and then a 6, an 8, and a 5.
It's interesting because the three's not bad for this. Yeah, reason is kind of going out the door here. But you have so I will say that you certainly
Strategy, though.
Yes, that's a fair point. Yeah. You put some you just wad up some tissue and you put it in your ear, but that sound is still coming through. And you have this odd moment where you hear a voice as you read on the words, somebody saying, "McCafferty, old McCafferty, are you in there?" And for this odd moment, you can hear those words almost carried by this timbre out of space, and you also feel like you want to reply to them, almost as if that's who you are.
That's... Oh my god, maybe he's right and I do need to take a break. Do I feel compelled to respond, or am I able to not respond yet?
You're not compelled. There's a momentary thing. There was a distinctive feeling that for one moment you felt like someone was calling to you, and you felt like you would naturally reply if someone were calling your name, and then you're like, that's not my name, I'm reading this book.
Yeah.
Why is the air conditioner on such a weird frequency here? That kind of vibe.
Okay.
And yet it is a little strange because it's what's describing in the book.
It's just... Okay, well... Can I try to, figure out a logical reason for why this would be happening? Is there something...
Yeah, make an analyze roll under
what
intellect.
would be happening?
Oh, you're good at those. Analyze. Rationalize is what it should say.
Rationalize. 2, 3, 5, 7. So, nothing.
You don't your mind can conjure numerous reasons why someone might have even, mild hallucinations or delusions. It could just be tiredness or stress. It doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Should have taken psych more seriously.
It could be a blot of mustard, a bit of undigested beef, as Dickens wrote.
Oh, yeah.
It could just be any sort of thing, but...
I did eat a lot of pizza last night while I was cramming.
Would, Everett's probably looking around at people. Would this be
I'm
a
sure Everett is the kid in class who is everyone else is doing silent reading and Everett is just... Yeah. So Everett...
Wait, did Penny say any of that out loud or just in her head? Oh, okay.
No,
I think not, but Everett, if you're wondering if you might have noticed her feeling this way, I think that is particularly more probable. Were you going to ask to make a specific roll?
Yeah, just what would it be? Would that be a...
I think it could be look or detect vibe. Either one of those I would accept.
I'd say look is higher.
Look is higher? Go ahead. Make a look roll.
Come on, baby. Never mind.
You're just oh, pretty little Penny. She's fine too.
Oh, looking shiny as she just came from the mint.
Did he say that out loud?
Everett, did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
I'm not pretty Penny. Stop it.
Whoa. Get your bridges in a knot there? What happened?
I just don't like being called a pretty. That's just, I don't like it. So
my apologies. I did not mean to offend. I meant it as a term of endearment. Penny.
Okay, but you
do you have a middle name?
No, Penny is fine. You can just call me Penny. Or Penny. Okay. Or Miss Cillian. Either one of those is good. Okay?
Well, okay.
Thank you.
Miss Cillian is fine with me. It's very formal.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you okay there?
I'm fine. This book is just a little disturbing, but that's what I signed up for with sci-fi.
Does that one have tentacles in it?
I don't think so. I haven't.
I tend to stray away from the tentacle ones. They're
tentacles. It's not. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I read a lot of sci-fi, but like,
What's it about? Is there what's the main conflict? Just tell us.
As
Just
you guys
about-
do this, I am going to ask for Medina and Bradley. Can both of you just give me either a will or intellect roll, just to see if you can continue reading your own book with this one-sided conversation in progress?
No, can I choose to listen?
Oh yes, or you can stop. You are welcome to stop reading.
I'm pretending to continue to read,
Okay,
but
sure,
I'm,
but you're just
I'm
listening.
absolutely.
Can I do a resist coercion roll?
Please,
What are you being coerced to do?
to pay
To
attention.
listen to that.
To listen.
No matches.
Yeah, you have to listen. And Medina, you are sort of you're not even trying to pay attention to your book.
Nope.
Your eyes are sweeping over the same paragraph about.
I did like I'm holding my place in the book, but I'm just yeah.
Your eyes keep
Look,
seeing wet fingers, but your ears are on what's over there.
I think the kind of tentacles you're looking for were more likely to be in Medina's book, not mine. It's
This is not. It does not have tentacles. This is about a TV production. Romance.
Well, they have antennas and tentacles. I'm not good with jokes and puns, but Bradley, what are you reading over there? Anything fun?
I mean, it's kind of a little. It's like really simple. I thought it'd be a little more engaging. It's about some made up space game. I don't know. It's hard to. I can't really get a read on like how the game actually works. So
you got fired from your job as a sports manager and you picked a sports book about a game? Like, isn't that
Dreams die hard.
what I like.
Penny, be gentle. The man was just traumatized.
well,
by
that's
getting
why
his hair
I'm
eaten by a
asking.
ghoul.
I'm thinking it's got to be a little like hard to read. That's all.
It's fun.
Okay, I just was concerned.
Your concern comes across as judgment. You ever done this in a mirror? Try it. Is there a mirror in here?
No,
Make a
you just
luck
said
roll,
into a
Everett.
mirror.
Make a luck roll.
not going in front of a
Sweet,
mirror. I'm
sweet
gonna.
Five.
5. There is no mirror in this room.
Medina is just thrilled that she's not the one being called out for her temperament.
Perfect. As this continues, anyone with a look or listen of 4 or higher. If no one has that, we will move on.
4.
Look.
Yes.
Okay, so Bradley and Penny, you guys notice one of those characters from earlier, the woman wearing the sort of like the khaki shorts and the vest. She has a camera and she's kind of just very quietly stepping into the room, and you two notice her, and she just gives you a look of like, don't mind me. And she's just kind of watching you guys talk for a few minutes. You can certainly speak to her if you'd like, but
Yeah. Sorry. Can I help you? Like, what are you part of the program?
oh, I'm a guest, yes. But I figured while I'm here, I was maybe gonna take
Medina's
some
holding her
candids.
book in front of her face.
I'm just gonna grab a couple candids of you, if that's okay.
Okay. No, I'm not big on photos. I don't do that. Like, I'm not.
I think the professor was saying it would be for publicity for the school, so it's probably part of whatever deal you guys have made.
No one
Why-
talks to me about publicity. I don't
Yeah,
feel
why?
comfortable being perceived in general. Like, I don't want that.
Okay.
And you know what? Why don't you bring the professor in and have him tell us that?
Oh, I don't know where he is. I don't care enough. If-
Okay, well, you can
if
go
you
find
don't
him.
want
Why
me
don't you
to
take a
take your-
picture of him?
If you want me to take your picture, I won't. But you both could. You're both pretty enough to be models.
Look, I don't care. Look, I'm not interested in modeling, okay? I am here to use my brains. That is what I'm here for. I am here to prove that I can do this. Like, I am not interested in modeling or being pretty penny or any of that stuff.
I don't
Like,
only do erotica, you know.
okay, well, I'm definitely not taking these pictures. Okay, I'm no, thank you.
She
Thank
stares
you,
at
no
you.
thank
She stares at you for a moment, Penny, and says, "That's a shame. I could take such an interesting photo of you eating noodles."
That'd
Okay,
be a really
listen,
weird thing to say.
I get that there's fetish content and that is a thing for people, and I understand this, well, I sort of understand the psychology of it. Again, I didn't really pay attention in psych, 'cause who needs to, unless you're gonna be a psychiatrist, which is
What
not
about
real.
you? She turns
But
to Bradley. Can I take your photo?
Can I like do a detect vibe on her?
Sure.
No matches.
She just seems like a odd. She seems like a woman in her 40s who feels more scantily clad than she is. She is from Voluptuous, so it's kind of the way they go. She just has a camera and doesn't take your picture.
I kind of look around like everyone else. Like I don't. Not right now.
You're busy. I was just gonna get a candid shot of you reading.
No, that's okay. No, thank you.
You're all so shy. What about you, cowboy?
Well, I feel a little bit offended that you asked me way later than everybody else in this room. And I also subscribe to the belief that when you get your photo taken, a part of your soul leaves your body that you never get back.
But you
So
share
I
it with
prefer
the
not to
world.
take photos.
Come
But
on.
you share it with the world. You give it as a gift.
You are kind of weird, and I don't say that to many people. But I really do like the idea of eating noodles. Maybe it's because I'm hungry. Do you actually have any noodles with
I
you?
don't want to take your picture eating noodles. I'd like to take a picture of you filleting a fish. Big fish. You have the arms for it, yes. I would love to take a photo of you in a church cutting open a fish.
This is very avant-garde now, isn't it?
Oh, I am again, I don't only shoot erotica. I sometimes like to shoot interesting photos. Where I'm from...
Hey, again, why are you here? You're telling us that you mostly shoot erotica and then interesting photos, so it doesn't sound like you were hired for publicity. Because
I
that's
wasn't hired for anything. I was summoned here by her. She points to Medina.
Not
Wait,
on
what?
purpose. Not on purpose.
She was upstairs reading. I went up to the room. I saw it. The key looks like a phallus, and the lock looks like a pretty little pussy.
Oh God.
Oh,
Listen.
so she's one of these book characters.
Yeah. And
She-
I was not looking for you. I was looking
Alright.
for a friend of mine who just happened to be a part of the story of the place that you're from, back where I'm. She looks at the others.
You are
and she's
so
like,
interesting looking when you're exasperated.
I'm always exasperated.
Oh, that's why I want to
Medina,
take
have
your
you
picture
considered
so
not
bad.
reading dirty books for this project? I just feel like
Penny,
I was
judgment.
this, the bikini girl,
Thank you,
like
Everett.
it's-
I didn't summon the bikini girl.
Oh, I just
summoned the
assumed
creepy
because-
maid lady. Initially, she was my first summoning.
Okay, well that's a different kind of romance.
She was not from a romance. Thank you very much. She's from a mystery murder thing.
That seems dangerous.
Yeah. Well, everything is, including her.
Okay, so then I feel like we definitely should not let her take our pictures. Sorry, ma'am. I think
Well-
it'd be best if you just go.
What type of fish?
Oh my gosh, Everett.
You
Skipjack.
just like
No.
Oh.
Sword.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
swordfish.
where are you gonna get one?
I haven't. Listen, actually, that's a really upsetting point you've just made. Much like the tip of the swordfish would be upsetting if it went in someone's eye. Because I don't have my photography assistants here. Oh no. Oh no, I need interns. Or
yeah.
just
So why don't you go find some interns
or just
and
models who are slightly too old and decide they're going to learn being behind the camera. They're always good to exploit for a while.
oh
That's
my god.
mean.
Age is but a number.
See, this is why women need to go into school and get their doctor degrees and not go into modeling and whatever.
Oh, but art is so important, and wouldn't you rather have a female perspective behind the camera like mine? Like I
Not
said,
yours.
I don't only shoot erotica. Most people where I'm from find my photos that are non-nude very upsetting.
That does not make me feel
They will see
better.
photos and they will say, "Oh my God, why aren't these people engaged in an amorous embrace with a tit in
Wait,
mouth?" And I say,
So is
"Because
Everett? Oh, I'm sorry. Continue, by all
Please.
means.
I don't need to talk about. I mean,
Well-
don't get me wrong. A great erotic photo is wonderful, but there's just so many other ways to capture the imagination."
Okay, Medina, can we get rid of her somehow? Like,
I
Oh,
haven't
I'll
figured
leave. I'll leave.
that out.
I understand I'm not wanted here,
Okay, bye.
but I
Well,
hope
if
you'll
you
all
bring
pose
some
for
noodles,
me
you can come back.
no. Mhm.
She walks out and says, "That's okay. The some of the other
Really have a
characters have
thing
let
for,
me
like-
pose for them."
Everett, do you just have a thing for like long slurpy things?
Tentacles and doodles.
Oh. No, not at all. I prefer to not have any tentacles in any of my romance novels, but noodles sounded really good. I mean, aren't you hungry too?
No, I could just use some more coffee.
No, you need to stay off the caffeine, Missy.
Leave her alone. There's a machine outside. It has coffee
Noodles?
and tea.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
not noodles.
Good to know. When I finish this cup, I might go grab some more. I feel like I'm gonna need it.
The visionary leaves you. Are you gonna go get more coffee, Penny?
Yeah, sure. I guess may as well.
Are you going alone?
Does anyone want to come get some coffee or tea or I don't know, maybe I don't know if there's a snack machine.
Sure, I'll grab some coffee.
All right,
Great.
so Medina and Penny go to get coffee.
Medina, what? Listen, the guys are. I'm sure they're fine and great, but they're a little simple. Like, is there more going on to this? Because I feel like every character that we've met has been kind of sinister. Although I don't really know what.
No.
I guess the bikini girl wasn't sinister, just for women's rights. But
Way, but weirdly in a very helpful way. Most of the time, if she thinks you're hot, basically, or has a chance to hook up with you, she'll fight for you. It's a very strange dynamic, but you're not wrong about everyone seeming sinister.
so should we be doing this?
That is the question I have been continuing to ask myself. The thing is, where I'm from, I'm going to be honest with you. And this is going to sound crazy, but so far everything has, I guess. Where I'm from, it's kind of, I guess, a mirror of this place in a lot of ways. This library, for example, a lot like the one that I studied in back home, but very different. And the characters that happened, that were summoned when I initially came here Wednesday, she was mine. I summoned her back in my original place, but she was nice and she just wanted to make sticky buns for people, and she was very forward with people sexually in a very weird way, but it was kind of funny and endearing. But this one is she has demonstrated that she is loyal for some reason. She's saved my ass a couple times in a very real and very serious way, but
It's
she's
a cool thing off of
weird.
Bradley.
Yeah, she and the ghoul have a unique relationship that I'm not quite understanding. But she's the one who can control him. So
Is that a sex thing?
no, well,
I
I
can't.
don't
I
think
asked.
so.
I don't
I
know
don't-
the answer to that question.
I don't think so. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't.
I'm trying to find out more. But even though I seem to be connected to these things, I still don't know anything.
Okay, well, I'm not super comfy with what we're doing, but I can't really pass up the opportunity that this is opening up for me. So,
Well, I hope it works out for you.
okay, whatever. Coffee.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do we need to put money in the machine, or does it just dispense coffee?
You do have to put in a quarter, or it might be a dime. I don't know. It's old. But yeah, you guys can get just like
Penny?
not quite a penny. You can get a styrofoam cup of just kind of like hot liquid, and both you can grab a coffee and such. As you guys are turning back, though,
Oh God.
you hear the professor's voice from the foyer. Bradley and Everett, you hear this as well. The professor is saying, "Oh yes, I certainly I recognize that a gentleman of your station, sort of is entirely entitled to a visit of this, but this is a rather rare book and or a rare work that is, and the person we received this from, this is a sensitive matter, that's all." And this kind of voice replies, this kind of like gruff, "Not really a problem. I don't want to cause a scene here or anything." You smell a little bit of cigar smoke. And then you guys hear Joe saying, "Excuse me, could you put that out?" Medina, do you want to walk out and see what's happening? Bradley, Everett, is anybody looking at this kind of stir?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so basically,
if
as
you
you
have
guys
the
are
doors going-
as you guys are sort of peeking in, what you see is there is this man. He's 6'3", 6'4", just very muscular. His mustache. He is interestingly wearing he's basically wearing a suit. But you can tell he's like jacked. And he's even he's got a pair of like round eyeglasses on, sort of like Dr. Jones as opposed to Indiana, it is in that mode. Oddly, in his arm, he has a little white rabbit. And Medina, you recognize this rabbit.
As Hopper?
As Hopper. But he's standing here and he's sort of saying like, I understand, but obviously the situation's a little different now, Professor. And
He's still smoking.
The professor asked him to put the cigar out, so he did. Kind of walked over to just a trash can to toss it and says, I was just really hoping to see this item. He kind of looks around and smirks at all the various characters here, the Soldier of Fortune holding Hopper. And the professor says, as I said, we're sort of in the middle of some studies here, but I suppose I cannot refuse one as august as you. This way I will take you to our rare collection. You didn't want to listen to it, did you? And he kind of says, "Remains to be seen. I'd appreciate a record player if we could have one on hand." And the professor says, "Well, we will see to your needs." He kind of looks at it and says, "Keep reading. Don't let this bother you."
And he's just gonna pipe up and go, smoking's really bad for you. Like, we're talking emphysema and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, various cancers.
How long do those take to develop, sweetheart?
I mean, it varies per person. Once can do you in, but there's absolutely no reason to keep going. You're just building up tar in your lungs.
That's people I appreciate your concern.
It's it's the number one risk for bladder cancer. Trust me, you don't want to get that, because that treatment for guys, not fun.
I appreciate your concern. It's very kind of you, but I will be long dead before anything like that can take effect of me.
Everyone thinks
not in
that,
my
but
line of work.
Penny, please stop being a downer once again. Sir,
I'm not being a
is there-
downer. I'm just providing valuable medical knowledge about his body because he's not taking good care of it.
you didn't even get his name first. What is your name, sir? You
People
can't tell
call
people
me-
how they're going to die before you ask their name.
I didn't say how he was gonna die. I just said that he's not helping himself.
People call me the Soldier of Fortune.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Soldier of Fortune. Is that an albino or a snow rabbit? Check out, are the eyes red?
It's a devil.
Oh, I've never heard of that type of rabbit before.
Familiar in rabbit.
That's Hopper.
Oh, rabbit has a name?
At this, the rabbit eyes kind of just the rabbit goes, and he turns to you, and then this just monster of a killing machine just walks up to you, Medina. How tall is Medina?
It's like 5'6".
So he kind of just is, like just staring down at you. He gets real close and says, "Now, how would you know that name?" And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh!
Damn it. No. I want to know what's up with Hopper.
Wow. That was juicy.
Wait, just to clarify for next time, Medina found the record, right? Like she is aware of the record here.
Yeah, I'm not sure that she saw it. You talked about, they referenced that there's a record called Blood from a Stone. You might have even seen it.
I think
yeah.
They like, or they at least acknowledged that it was there, and that was the only tome of dread or whatever that. Okay.
That was like that's the rarest thing in their thing because someone just donated it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Just making notes for next time in my brain that I'll probably forget. But
So, the Soldier of Fortune has entered.
the chat.
He's a great guy.
I love
All
him.
right, guys.
Probably my favorite NPC.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually,
I don't
yeah.
know if Highly Enrolled is still here, but they asked if Penny would have a tattoo, and I'm like, no. Penny would be too concerned about contracting hepatitis from an unclean needle.
By the end of this, we're going to go to the tattoo parlor.
Wow. Challenge accepted. Everett takes the challenge. Gauntlet thrown down. Well, guys, that was super fun. Thank you so much. I really like these characters. I really like this dynamic. I miss the international house of students that we had, who are now all dead or depressed. But I am very happy with this dynamic as well.
Dead or dead inside.
Dead or dead inside.
Better.
That was great, and I'm very excited to sort of see what happens now that an august personality has shown up and Medina has made herself of great interest to the killing machine called the Soldier of Fortune. Oh shit! He's gonna fuck the hell out of the voluptuous bikini game dancer.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Forgot about that because he. Oh no, he
I-
might not because he doesn't like voluptuous because that's how he got in his contract. Forgot about that.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
Yep.
man, that poor guy. He used to love Voluptua for understandable reasons. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this weird game that we play. If you please follow us if you don't already follow us, and subscribe if you're able. You do get one free subscription if you link.
Give
your-
us Daddy Jeff's money.
That's the way some
Daddy
people phrase it.
Jeff
Yeah, you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, so you get to do that
If you're
once a
on
month for free.
mobile, I just put a link in the chat that makes it easy to
Oh.
subscribe.
Wonderful.
Right.
We did have a bunch of action going on in the chat
We
this evening.
did.
Action.
So Book and Dagger resubscribed. This is Book and Dagger's 25th month.
That's dedication.
That's a lot of months.
That's
One
as
month.
That
many
is
months.
Many of
longer than
As-
I have been subscribed.
That's more than
I've been here the whole
Yeah.
time.
That's
That's
as many
longer than I've
months-
been alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25 months is longer than you've been alive? Okay.
That means we've been doing this for more than 2 years.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's wild.
That is
We
true.
also had the Burly Earl came back for 3 months. Thank you. Always good to see you.
Thank
We
you
have
so much.
Am I Trending Yet? Resubscribed for 10 months at tier 3 and cheered 1,000 bits. I don't even know how you get 1,000 bits, but that was huge. And then started the hype train to happen tonight.
We had a hype train?
And
We did.
we had a hype train.
Yeah.
Sorry, a lot
little bit
was
of
happening.
Oh.
So
Yeah, we had a gift from Galanorian Saber. Was so kind and gifted a sub gift to some lucky winner in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
We had Lauren, you were cheering. I was cheering. We were gifting.
Always.
Hylian ruled. Hylian.
Hylian.
Probably Hylian.
Hylian. Okay, that's what I was. Followed this
Zelda.
evening and was very active in the chat. We did again hit a level 2 hype train
Hey.
this evening at
Yay.
1400 bits, and it was
Very high.
choo-choo. So that's
Thank you,
what
everyone.
happened. Thank you all. It was very kind.
Wow.
Who knows what a hype train is?
Someone does, but it is not a
Scientists don't know.
they've finally
We
isolated the hype
appreciate
train.
them. They're fun.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Let's I don't know. Dan, what other things do you do? We'll go
Be
around the
dumb.
He goes to Ren Fair a lot.
It's really his, yeah. It's really.
I'm
his-
so
Yeah.
sad we're not going
This
this
weekend is cottagecore.
I'm so sad.
Wait, is that an official theme or just?
Yeah, it's new. This weekend is cottagecore theme.
It wasn't on the website.
It is
I
now.
think they randomly
It
decided.
is up there now, but
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that would have
So
been fun.
I got a little outfit all planned out.
Dane helped.
Yeah. I did. Yeah.
Does it involve a maid uniform?
Yes.
No, it does not involve a maid uniform. It involves a pipe, though.
Pies?
Yeah.
Listen, give pies to people.
Yes.
That's so cottagecore.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
just
sorry,
gonna.
tell us about your channel, Dan.
I'm gonna spend all night baking a shit ton of pies to hand out.
Yeah.
So when people ask
I
them, I'm
would.
gonna say the children are in them.
Yeah.
Where do you think the
Yeah.
children went? They're in the pies. How do you think the pies taste so good? It's because the children are young and tender, and they cook well.
Like veal. It's newborns.
Oh gosh. Anyway, Dan streams.
Yeah. Yeah. I stream. I stream good.
On his channel. I stream on mine. The Rose Explodes. Thursdays at 7:30. I don't know what I'm gonna be streaming next week, but I won't pay attention to it, but I will be talking to whoever talks to me in the chat. So
I'll talk to whoever talks to me.
pretty much that's how it goes. That's how it
Pitch.
goes.
Amen, brother.
Zane, would you like to talk about strees or swords?
I have trees.
Yeah.
I make tiny trees. Check them out, baby.
How can they find you?
Zane's Trees on TikTok and Instagram, and I have 2 little videos on YouTube just to have them there.
What I find interesting is that Zane ends every comment with an emoji on his trees account,
I think
and it's like so different from any other engagement you have with him verbally or textually.
You know why? Yeah, because I typically don't respond to texts, but when I do, yeah, there's no emojis. But
When I
did
do, I
add
prefer no
emojis.
Zekis.
Yes, but I did add emojis because Lauren encouraged me to. Like I could be like I'd seem like a nice guy.
Oh boy.
he is a
Ah,
nice guy
brother.
for the record, but emojis make it seem more personable and cute.
I never. People send me emojis, and I'm just like, I don't even know. Can't even understand.
I always send you the like crooked smile face, like
Yeah, you do a lot, or like upside down smiling face when you're. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I get
I
a
like
lot of.
upside
with
down
full mouth.
smiling face.
I get
Yeah.
a lot of emoji. From,
yeah, the flat one.
from people.
This face.
We're not supposed to use this like that makes
you,
us
Daddy.
millennials. We're
You're
supposed to
welcome,
use
Noah.
other
Dan
things.
just
I
sent
am
me
a
a text
millennial.
that
I
is
don't care.
nothing but emoji.
I'm gonna use
and,
them.
he's
Oh, that's
saying,
a lot of good emojis.
I don't want that. Liv, do you want to plug anything?
Right now, I just want to say that there is a little strike happening in La La Land that you may have heard about. And there are some good resources for supporting the writers. If you can donate, there's a fund that you can donate to, which I will tweet about periodically. I'll make sure we're plugging that. If the strike's still on next week, which it is, I don't have the link handy, but I'll bring the link to the next one.
Strike. That's right. That's why my
There
boss
is a
hasn't been talking to
writer's-
me.
There's a writer strike going on.
That's why I'm refusing to do any work.
It's
Yes.
not really how it goes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Um,
striking
I'm not
all
writing anything.
If you are in Los Angeles and you drive past any of the studios, and you see the WGA signs, you should
Yeah.
honk.
Honk,
pass.
support them.
That is not only just to show support. That is like on some level. That's like you are trying to minorly disrupt studio business. So
Yeah.
like eventually there'll be stuff where like if you ever see writers at like on locations, you should honk a lot because you want to ruin takes.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's true.
That's when they're playing more hardball. Yeah.
Yep. Also, consider if you're up for it, canceling your streaming services during the strike and letting them know why. Or if you don't want to cancel all of them, like group with your friends so you can each maybe hold on to one individually so you can still watch your stuff, but then overall cancel most of them. Like if you and your friend both have Netflix, maybe one of you can cancel their Netflix. And just make sure you put in the other field, that this is in support of the WGA strike. I know not everyone's going to want to do that, but it's one small way to really put pressure. Dan, are you shaking your head because you don't want to do that?
No, I'm nodding for Book and Dagger. Yes.
Book and Dagger says, should I cancel my sub here? Yes.
Yeah,
I will say
absolutely
that you should absolutely cancel your sub if you care about
You
this
wrote
stuff,
this,
because
didn't you?
I am
You're not allowed.
not paying the writers on this channel. It is all AI from now on. I have told them this many times. The writers in this channel are like, could you pay us a living wage because we can't this is just gig work. And I said, you are less than dirt. ChatGPT can do a better job than you.
This is Philip
Chat
talking to himself.
TTRGBT.
I sometimes will say, actually, you know what I did? I said, you know what? Midjourney is a better writer than you. And that doesn't even write words. But I said, show me writing. And it did, and it was better than what these hack writers do. So absolutely, if you support the writers, I'm not making a deal with them. They're picketing us on my apartment. Little nerds. I don't care.
I saw this funny post about it was like Spider-Man with his hands in his head, and it was clear satire, but it was like, these greedy unions give the superheroes back to the people who truly own them, the fans.
Oh, I saw that.
It was so
I think it's satire.
That account is purely a rate. Like it's an account that tries to get hate engagement. That's all it is. So don't even pay attention to that. That's all it is. Anyway, yeah, just some stuff to chew on. I canceled my Netflix and my Hulu because they're pretty big, and right now Netflix is the big holdout. It's been doing some shitty stuff. So
Netflix is yeah.
Yep.
It's bad news,
Anyway,
but
Sophia suggested I put the link in the Discord, so it's a good idea. So I'll gather some of that stuff and put it in the Discord for people
sure,
if you want
do that.
to support the writers.
Do that for sure. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. We have some other games. On Sunday, we'll be back with Mystic Starport. This most recent Mystic Starport was not a big deal. Nothing was special about it, neither format or big reveals at the end, so don't worry about it at all. So that's on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. On Monday, we are back with Lost Lore Academia to see what locations they get, what new attractions they can go on as their little missions. Because the format of that game has totally changed. On Tuesday, we are dark, but then on Wednesday, we have a very special new sort of Top Flight series beginning. Join us for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, I'm honestly not sure if that game is called Top Flight or the new series Formation Nation, or if this is like an alpha for both of them or something, but it's going to be fun. Check that out. Then a week from tonight, back here to see the Soldier of Fortune at Hopper, saying things to Medina and making Dan happy and Sophia mad. Because that's basically
baby, best character ever.
Dan loves the guy, and Sophia's like, I hate this guy. He's in a 4-way tie for worst with the Drifter, the Soldier of Fortune, Etienne, and Elbrand, I guess. Anyway,
I have a soft spot for Etienne and Elbrand.
Well,
I wonder why.
Because you're married and dating them and various characters. Everybody, Thank you so much, but not the Soldier of Fortune. Huh? You don't like that guy?
We're not dating yet, so.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, forget voluptuous thing. Medina, hook up with the Soldier of Fortune. Hook up with him.
Not if Everett does it first.
If you have, that's fair. If you have sex with, if you ever want to know what fucking danger feels like, that's what it is. If you want to feel like you're having sex with a loaded gun, the Soldier of Fortune. Because there will be many loaded guns around. On that
Speaking of,
note,
has anybody watched Beef?
I have not watched Beef.
Wait,
Yes.
we're not allowed to watch it.
You can't watch
Yeah.
it.
Do I have to stop watching it?
Although if you are
It's
our
already
friend-
written.
There's a lot of reasons why maybe not to support beef. It's kind of complicated and confusing. I'll explain.
Oh, everything
I
gets
mean,
canceled.
I try
Our
not
friend
to,
did VFX on it, which you can't tell there's VFX, but that's the point.
Yeah.
So,
I try not to buy beef because of the carbon footprint.
oh my
Guys,
god.
I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting it down. Everybody, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
I'm doing my part.
So thank you all. You're wonderful people. Until next time, have a dreadful night. Ooh.